Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all see only what is good, and may no one suffer. May there be peace, peace, peace by God's grace. Good morning, friends. The subject of my talk this morning is who is the Divine Mother Kali? Yesterday, the Hindus, many Hindus observed the worship of this deity, the Divine Mother Kali. That's why I thought it would be nice if I talk a little bit about who is the Divine Mother Kali. Well, the idea of God as mother came from, according to my understanding, came from the Sankhya system of philosophy of Hinduism. This is one of the 6 systems of religious philosophy that is there in Hinduism. And Hinduism we call Vedanta also. But anyway, so Sankhya system. What is Sankhya? That question has been raised. They say Samyak Khyayate iti Sankhya. Something which explains everything properly, that is Sankhya. So let us see what this school of philosophy talks about, the Divine Mother. Well, according to this school, at the beginning there were 2 entities, Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha, the male person, and Prakriti means Mother Nature. Other schools of philosophy, such as Vedanta and all, they say at the beginning there was one without a second. Ekam eva advitiyam. But Sankhya school differs from them. And it is considered the most ancient school of religious philosophy that we have in Hinduism. So according to this school, there were 2 entities. One is Purusha, the male person, and Prakriti is Mother Nature or just the female. The words. Both of these words are Sanskrit, and Sanskrit has a vast vocabulary, and also every word has so many meanings in Sanskrit. This is one of the most ancient languages of the world. It is no longer spoken, but it was spoken in India for many, many centuries. Anyway, so according to this school of philosophy, the founder is sage Kapila. At the beginning there were not 2, but there were 2 entities. One is Purusha, or the male, and Prakriti, or the female. According to Kapila, Purusha is consciousness itself. And Prakriti is primordial matter. There is no consciousness in Prakriti. Then Prakriti borrowed consciousness from Purusha. After borrowing consciousness, Prakriti started evolving or creating, so to say. And then Prakriti was primordial matter, so subtle matter that we cannot even conceive of that. And then Prakriti is also composed of three gunas. The Sanskrit word guna has many meanings. The general meaning is quality. But another meaning of the word guna is a rope or a string. So Prakriti is like a thick rope made of three strings. And each of these strings has its name. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. These are the three names of those strings which are enwrapped together to form that rope which is Prakriti, as it were. And these three gunas, like three siblings, are always wrestling with one another. Sometimes Sattva guna becomes predominant, sometimes Rajaguna becomes predominant, and sometimes Tamaguna becomes preponderant. And when Sattva guna is preponderant, then there is peace, clarity of thinking, all these qualities will be there. And when Rajaguna is preponderant, then there will be expression of vigorous energy. And when there is lethargy and sluggishness, that is the sign of Tamoguna. All right. Some other day I will give a longer talk on these gunas, I think. But Prakriti is composed of these three gunas. And she borrows consciousness from Purusha and starts evolving. And Prakriti first becomes the cosmic mind. Very interesting. Cosmic mind. And when that mind appeared, then came the ego. And from the ego, so many things that we see in this world, all those things, they came from the ego of Prakriti. Our ego is called Ahankara. And from Ahankara came the five sense organs. Chakshu, Karna, Nasika, Jiva, Tvak in Sanskrit. The eyes, ears, the nose or nostrils, and the tongue, which is the organ of taste, and skin, the organ of touch. These five sense organs came. And then five motor organs also. The motor organs are what? The organ of speech. The organ with the help of which we grab things, that means our hands. And the organ which helps us to move about, that means our feet. And the organ which helps us to expel the digested food that we have in our intestine. That means the anus. And the organ of generation or reproduction. These are the 5 motor organs. And there is one internal organ which is the mind. And these, from Prakriti, all these organs came. Prakriti means when Prakriti gained her ego, then all these things came. And also came 5 tanmatras. Tanmatras are the extremely fine matter, fine essences, so to say. And what are the essence of this earth or Kshiti, the essence of water which is up, and the essence of fire or heat, that is Tejas, and the essence of air, that is Marut, and the essence of the void that we experience, that is Boma. You may say, how can Boma have any essence? Well, let us refer to our Upanishads. One of our Upanishads says, Yadidam kincha jagat sarvam prana ejati nisritam. Whatever exists in this world, that has evolved from cosmic energy and has been vibrating at different frequencies. As a result of that, so many different planes of existence have been created, and each of these planes of existence is called a loka. How many lokas are there? The scriptures say there are innumerable lokas. So what do you consider a solid, liquid or anything? That is, they are all vibrating, and our sense organs are able to catch their existence. That's how that feeling, these feelings come. That this is water, that is air, and all these things. But there are innumerable beings also. They have different abilities to know things. So they are in different worlds. And they're the worlds which are vibrating in different frequencies. This world is one of those planes of existence. And our body, mind, and all these complex circuits called body-mind complex, they are able to sense the vibrations of this world. In any case, from Prakriti, this world has come. Who gives birth to babies? It is not the father but the mother. Mother gives birth. Therefore, Prakriti is like the mother. Aside from that, we have the concept that the creative power of God has become this world. And creative power, in Sanskrit, Srijani Shakti. And Shakti is feminine. That's why this creative power of God as feminine gender, that's why this creative power is the Divine Mother. And Mother Kali, Divine Mother Kali, is no other than that Prakriti. Prakriti has innumerable forms. She is one of those forms. And if you see the image of Mother Kali, then you will see that Mother Kali is dark complexion. You call it black also. And she is standing on Shiva, a male figure. And Shiva is white in color. Shiva is colorless, and Prakriti has color. But Sri Ramakrishna says, who is a divine incarnation, he says, Mother Kali is dark from a distance, but when you come very close to her, then you see that she is colorless. That means she is no other than Shiva. Shiva and Shakti, these two are different. Anyway, aside from that, according to other schools of philosophy, at the beginning there existed Brahman, larger than the largest. It is formless, genderless, and it is also existence itself. It is consciousness itself, and it is peace or anandam. But we, the created beings, when we try to have some idea about that Brahman, then when our mind tries to conceive of that Brahman, who has been or which has been described as abhang manaso gocharam, that cannot be described through words, and that cannot be conceived by the mind also. Then what happens? Then our finite minds project some limitations of that Brahman. It is also called Nirguna Brahman. It is not Prakriti. Prakriti has three gunas, but Brahman does not have any guna. So our finite minds project some personality on Nirguna Brahman. It is like people looking at a grey sky through colored eyeglasses, different eyeglasses of different colors. Some have red, a pair of red eyeglasses. To them that grey sky will look reddish, and some other person may have a pair of eyeglasses which is green, and that person will see the grey sky as green, and like that. The same grey sky will appear to be different to different people due to their colored eyeglasses. And these colored eyeglasses are no other than the minds of the individuals. No two minds are alike. My mind and your mind, these two are different from each other. So, we live in our own world, individually speaking. Anyway, so the idea of father, mother, friend, all these ideas are projected on Nirguna Brahman, impersonal divinity. And then impersonal divinity becomes a father, a mother, or a child, etc. Due to different projections of our finite minds. So what is Mother Kali could have been something else, could have been Vishnu, could have been Shiva, but it is the projection of our minds. And the form of Mother Kali is only a symbol of what Mother Kali really is. And Mother Kali is no other than Brahman. So I think through symbols that idea is being expressed when an image of Mother Kali is made. Mother Kali is dark complexioned and she is standing on Shiva, who is white. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna said, it is Shiva who is appearing as Mother Kali. And Shiva is colorless. And Shiva is Nirguna Brahman, so to say. Shiva is colorless to show that he is beyond the three gunas. And without him there would not have been any Divine Mother, Kali, who has become this creation. And Kali also means eternity. And Brahman is also eternity. Beyond time, space and causation. Being beyond time, Brahman is eternity. That idea has been expressed through the name of the Divine Mother, Kali. Kali, Kala means time, Kali is eternity. She is the same as Brahman. And it is Mother Kali who is responsible for this creation, preservation and destruction of this world. Because all this world has come from Mother Kali, as I already told you. So, creation, preservation and destruction, they are taking place everywhere. Creation and destruction they're taking place simultaneously. If we know suffering, then we must know enjoyment also, because they are related to each other. So that's why it is sometimes said that this world has the pairs of opposites. Creation and destruction. These two are opposites. And in between there is existence. So there is suffering and enjoyment in this world. A person is suffering from some illness, then that person goes to a doctor, and the doctor will enjoy because if people don't suffer from any diseases, then the doctors will be without employ. So one person's suffering is another person's enjoyment. The fisherman casts his net into the lake, and when he pulls it up, it is laden with fish. So the fisherman enjoys. He says, "Oh, what a good catch." The fisherman is happy. But for the fish, that is suffering. That's why Mother Kali is responsible for suffering and enjoyment also. That's why if you see the image of Mother Kali, Divine Mother Kali, the image is no other than a symbol. It gives us some idea about what Mother Kali is. So she has 4 arms. Each arm symbolizes her power. With one arm she is destroying. With another arm she is giving boon of fearlessness. One arm is holding a severed head of a person. That shows Mother Kali is the destroyer. And so there could have been 1,000 arms of Mother Kali. Because everything that happens in this world, for that Mother Kali is responsible. And how many ideas of Mother Kali we have? Well, that we find in those books, religious books called Tantra in Hinduism. I'll just name a few. Shama Kali, Raksha Kali, Smashana Kali, Bhadra Kali, Guhya Kali, Mahakali, Dakshina Kali. These are a few names. And Raksha Kali is that Divine Mother Kali who protects us. Shama Kali also has benign nature. But Smashana Kali, she is dreadful. She lives in the cremation ground. That is the idea. Cremation ground is the place where the dead bodies are brought and they're burnt. So all these different concepts of Mother Kali are also there in the Tantra. All these different concepts are the concepts of different human minds. Different minds think of Mother Kali differently. Once that was after I had been sent to Seattle by the headquarters of our order, which is the Ramakrishna Order. And then I was in Seattle and one girl came, young girl, and she had to ask some question. She asked me, Swami, I have a problem. I don't know how to think of God. Then I said, think of God. As I anticipated that she was from a Christian family. So I said, think of God as Father. Then she said, no, I can't do that. Then I said, then you think of God as mother. Then she said, I can't do that either. Then I said, why not? They said, both of them were mean to me. That's why her mind was not going to project those personalities on divinity. Then I said, then think of God as your friend. Then he said, okay, I'll give that a try. Because all these ideas are projections on divinity. I didn't see her again. So also all these concepts of different Kalis, Shama Kali, Raksha Kali, Smashana Kali, Bhadra Kali, Guhya Kali, Mahakali, Dakshina Kali. All these concepts are projections of human minds on divinity. And Sri Ramakrishna would advise people to worship the Divine Mother Kali as Shama Kali or Raksha Kali, but not as Smashana Kali. She is dreadful. It is not a good idea to have a picture of Smashana Kali in your home. That's what he would say. So, the mind is the most important thing. A person is his or her mind more than anything else. So also, as there are innumerable minds, there could be innumerable divinities. Innumerable Divine Mother Kalis. And these images are not the deity. To indicate that, in India, they make images of different deities, such as the image of Divine Mother Kali, or of Divine Mother Durga. And after the worship, what do they do with those images? They immerse them in water, in the river or in the lake. That means those images are not important anymore. We have established contact, closer contact with the Divine Mother. That's why Sri Ramakrishna said, the Divine Mother Kali is dark from a distance, but when you come very close, then she is colorless. Then again, another analogy can be used. You all are acquainted with the movie theaters. There is a movie screen which is white. And on that, the projectionist goes on projecting different movies. They are of different colors and shapes. You can see the elephants walking, tigers walking, human beings walking, and so many things you see. And once you go on watching the movie, as long as the projection continues, those figures which are projected, they seem to be real. But then the projectionist stops projecting, and then what remains is only the white movie screen. The existence of the movie screen makes the existence of all those figures and forms in the movies appear to be temporarily existing. Their existence is completely dependent on the existence of the movie screen. That's why in Hinduism they say that Brahman is Sat, existence. Brahman existing, everything else appears to exist. So also with the idea of Divine Mother Kali, Divine Mother Durga and all. Truly speaking, they are no other than Brahman. They are no other than the movie screen. And those projections, they can be innumerable. So also these deities which can be innumerable. The same movie screen appears to become all those things. That's how we have Shama Kali, Raksha Kali, Smashana Kali, Bhadra Kali, Guhya Kali, Mahakali, Dakshina Kali, and also Durga, Vishnu. So, creation, preservation and destruction. That concept has been expressed in so many different ways in Hinduism. It is said when God creates, it is called Brahma. And who God preserves, that is called Vishnu. And when God destroys, that is called Maheshwara. All these things are going on in this world. Srishti, Sthiti and Sanghara. Creation, preservation and destruction. They are going on and on and on everywhere. Everything is impermanent. It is there for the time being. Then it will be gone. But what will remain is divinity. It is this divinity who appears to us through symbols as the Divine Mother Kali and other divinities. We should remember that very well. She is Mother Kali, dark complexion. Sri Ramakrishna therefore says, no, if you go very close, then you don't see any color there. That is, any close means you have come very close to the movie screen, which is colorless. And movie screen is divinity, as divinity truly is. Ekam eva advitiyam, one alone, without a second. And this is the teaching which is given in Hinduism. That is, everything is divinity. Divinity alone is existence. And you are divinity. I am divinity. What I call my soul, that is also divinity. And the supreme knowledge of everything is no other than divinity. These are called great sentences or mahavakyas, and we have to remember them. Aham brahmasmi, I am divinity. Tattvamasi, you are divinity. I am Atma Brahma, this what we call the soul, that is Brahman, that is divinity. And Prajnanam Brahma. And supreme knowledge is divinity. Jesus Christ also says the same thing. Be perfect as the Father in heaven is perfect. Know that you are divinity. The divinity is perfection. No matter about whom we think, which deity we think, whether that is Mother Kali or Mother Durga or Shiva or anything. They are all one and the same divinity, colorless. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says, Mother Kali is dark from a distance, but when you come very close, she is colorless. And may the blessings of God be upon us, and may there be peace.